SEO, Mighty Max, and Imi. I think you can't split those three apart, so I'd like to combine those three. I'd love to include a player like Nuki. I mean, I don't actually think he is from the UK. I think he is one of the European players, but that,
yeah,
you know, he'd be a UK lineup.
Three men.
So I'd like to see someone like Nuki break into it, maybe with Shaq as well. That'd be a nice lineup for me.
Yeah, chuck Olofmeister on there as well. You know, have a nice mix.
Why not? Get
Only need
Olaf
3
in
UK
there.
players. Let's get some pros in there.
Well, we are kicking this second map off, where Impulse need to do something, and Lazza finds 2 headshots through the smoke. And that is going to be the worst way to start the game for Impulse.
What can you do though when you're Impulse after that? What a way to start off. You go, okay guys, it's a new map. Let's reset. We can win this. We just got dumpstered, and then you get tapped in through smoke, pushing up short.
I mean, I guess that's what happened if all 5 of you were huddling together up short. You need to spread out a little bit. But I guess you're not expecting the one-taps to come through the smoke. But as you said, not an ideal start for Impulse Gaming, and they are already behind and need to do something in this second round. They do have Deagle, a Deagle and some Tech 9s to work with. Imi going to go with the Scout, see if he can find anything over the smoke. And it looks like they are going to be hedging their way towards mid, maybe going for a mid to B, but they are going to be greeted by the Scout. Ian does get 1 tag onto them, but the grenades will come out, and Imi finds another, looks for a third. He's got support from Huds G as well, and there's just 2 players remaining now. Yep,
completely taken apart towards middle. Nice attempt at least, but it's not going to work their way. Ray 1 goes down as well, and it's all into Nuki over towards middle. Tactician going to be peeking out. Imi's not going to be able to connect the shots though, and he's actually just going to be baiting him out, allow his teammate to rotate in to support him with a real rifle, and so much pressure onto Nuki here, he's just going to be forced out of middle. He has to go back towards tunnels, but without control of the bomb, I've not got a lot of hope.
Yeah, his job now is just to take as much guns away from Endpoint as possible. But it is not an easy feat when you're at 30 HP and only have a Deagle to work with. But we've seen crazy things with the Deagle so far this season. I think in general, the Deagle's become a lot more popular in play as of late. It's the kind of meta thing to do. As Nuki is going to be greeted by SEO, who finishes the round accordingly. 2-0 up, and they should go 3-0 up now. This should be just a flat-out eco for Impulse Gaming now. And kind of what we spoke about, really. Endpoint just holding the defaults, and it's working well.
Yep, very well. Now the full eco from Impulse, so again, a bit of a throwaway round here. Not too much they can really get done. They got a PT50 on Ray, but the rest of them just going for the full blocks and a fast long play. I mean, yeah, what else can you do? It's not one of those maps like Mirage where you can rush into B and plant the bomb at A. It's not that easy. And Ezio, he's got himself a lot of money. 3 kills there with that FAMAS. It's going to be a bit of a cleanup. He's going in for the ace as well after that HE, but Jammy James, he wants to give it to someone else, just running down mid instead.
He's just saying, look, do you reckon Ezio is saying to them, give me that ace, I just want it now, but they probably should just finish this one off. As Imi is going to wait on site, has the Tech 9, finishes it off, Jammy James gets shut down, and that's 3-0. Now we can actually start playing for Impulse. I want to see what they have in their arsenal, where they're going to be looking towards. Are they going to go for some A-long take, flash out, maybe smoke off CT, or whether they're going to favour something through middle, perhaps even go for a B. I think B is always risky, but if you can do it fast enough, if you've got the spawn, then there is always a chance to surprise your opponent. Yeah,
I'd like to see a default maybe just early on, set something up, wait for Endpoint to react. I mean, they got a bit aggressive towards the later stages of Nuke in the previous map, and with the confidence running off from that, it's very likely we'll see something like that again already. Imi and Ezio, they're going to be set up towards long, looking ready to push up. We've got the AWP posted from Imi. He's going to be holding to see if there's any aggression. Nothing comes through from Impulse. Gives away his position, going to back off. But already Impulse, they're starting to take a bit of deep mid control, which is what I like, at least establishing an aggressive default early on and not just holding on towards top mid. But again, the reposition from Imi with that AWP is going to be crucial.
Yeah, they were thinking about pushing up short, but they have backed off now as Imi is just waiting there. Senic's still deciding whether he is going to push, and it seems like Impulse haven't really made up their mind as to where they'd like to go. Sounds are perhaps scaring them slightly from making certain pushes. Perhaps they're even considering, well, let's just wait a little bit and see if anyone from Endpoint gets a little bit excited and pushes up aggressively, but I think there is too much experience on this Endpoint side to do so. They're just going to wait this one out. They're more than happy to let this clock go down and just force Impulse to making a rush onto a site and have very little time to work with to put the bomb down.
Yeah, there really isn't a lot of time, but they're finally going to start to commit towards short. Imi gets flashed out. He misses that first shot, and that's not good. The smoke going to hold him off, but he boosts himself on top of the car to try and catch an angle. Jammy, in the meantime, he gets an entry towards long, drops the AWP as well. These are great frags so far from Impulse. They need to hurry up and get the bomb down, though. A trade comes out from Huds, but that's so far going to be it, and already Impulse, they've just closed out the rounds in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, I said that Endpoint were going to be more than happy waiting, but whilst they were waiting, Jammy James rotated round to A and managed to catch 2 players from Endpoint off guard. as they were looking towards that A site. So better stuff from Impulse, nice slow methodical play which did work out in the end. Stuff like that didn't really work on Nuke, but perhaps they can now press on. It's not a fantastic buy for Endpoint, but it's pretty much there. It's just only Imi who's with the Famous. I think he probably bought Lazar up that AWP, and that's why he has only got the Famous. But the Famous is still a dangerous weapon in the right hands, as SEO is just going to take an aggressive approach here on long in case anyone is going to push through. As Jamie James last round was the rotator, but this time they're going to wait again.
Yep, just holding again for a bit of a default. Aggressive peek from Lazar just to catch anyone out if they're going to be pushing up short early on. And that's a good position as well, because not only can you get a free kill there, you can also just drop down and walk away with the information that the T's are starting to get short control. And they're going to flash their way up. He drops down, no kill, but he's got the information. He knows that Impulse are putting a bit of pressure towards short. And now Endpoint, they can react. Look at the push up into B tunnels we see. We see Max and Imi, I think that is, just starting to get a bit aggressive and catch out these players. And Ray 1, he's going to drop instantly. Now Endpoint know it's very likely to be an A play after they've already found an early frag.
Yeah, and SEO is going to be the first point of defense. Finds the first, looks for the second as well, as Samuel just walks into the AWP of Lazar. SEO does eventually get eliminated by Nuki, and Cynic can't push onto the site either. So it's just Nuki to work with, but Lazar's AWP is stronger than his in the end. And a great response from Endpoint after losing one of the rounds will now make things difficult for Impulse, but they do still have a little bit of money to work with here.
I like the reactive play though. Lazar, he spots them towards short. He goes, okay guys, there's some pressure on short. Let's probe the other areas of the map. If Max and Imi walked into tunnels and cleared it and went, okay, it's completely clear, they could then fully rotate their mid players back towards A, expecting an A play, and they almost did to an extent, but they found one frag there, so they were like, okay, let's just hold off for the time being. But, okay, very fast play. Not going to work out for Samuel. There is a trade though, and a 4v4 that is going to favour Impulse over Endpoint.
Yeah, it was a brave play. Unfortunately, Samuel didn't walk away with it with his life, but thankfully one of his brothers-in-arms was there to respond with a kill. And Imi once again just holding out with the Famous. He got a kill with it last round and decided not to pick up anything. And now Impulse just flashing and smoking, deciding if they should edge their way up to short. Bud's just waiting to see if anyone's going to push A long as well.
This is looking very likely to be forming into a bit of an A take here with Nuki just holding on to the aggression of B. We saw that in the previous round, and maybe catching out some rotations down in middle as well if anyone decides to rotate up through short. Max though, he's going to hear some footsteps and he's instantly going to wrap back towards the B site, maybe expecting this mid to B play, and it seems like that's going to be coming through. Impulse setting up the smoke, the bomb's going to be making its way in tunnels to join Nuki, and this is completely obvious to us at least, but Endpoint, they've still got no clue. They've got two players in position though. Max, he's going to be the first point of defense, takes down Ray 1. Jamie James should be a free kill as well. He doesn't know where he is, and now a 4v2.
Yep, just Cynic and Nuki, but Cynic has found his way onto site. Mighty Max is just trying to jump up, see if he can see them. Information will be had, and now they can start to rotate, so bomb might go down. Nuki needs to hold off Cynic here, he needs to help him, and the bomb is down. Now it's 2v4 situation, definitely doable, but if Endpoint play their cards right, if they can rotate, they've got a little bit of time to work with, get someone in tunnels, and then they can pincer this Impulse Gaming lineup.
Yeah, and that's the best way to take a site as well, especially with a 4v2 in place. Going to favour them. Cynic, though, 2 quick kills. Nuki as well catches another. Now it's all onto Ian, but what's just happened? It's fallen apart. And while the B side is very hard to retake with a 4v2, you'd like to think Endpoint could have made that happen.
Yeah, they tried. They did everything right. They tried to push it at the same time, but it seemed like their communication was slightly off. There was just a second delay between the push from tunnels and the push from doors, and that played into the favour of Cynic, who got a really important spray down off screen. And that is what Impulse are capable of. Nuki and Cynic are the players that can get those clutch kills, but they need to be providing them more often if they are going to have any chance of winning this game.
Yeah, now we see Endpoint there trying to avoid this eco by going for the buy. They've got 3 M4s as scout, and Ezio just relegated to a pistol here, so trying to pull out something a bit different. Bit of aggression from Huds. Nice opening kill. Going to take down Jamie James, but he's not even holding his back. Cynic takes him down from long. And Impulse, man advantage retreat once again, especially after that middle pick onto Lazar, I think it was. So already, Impulse are looking quite fine and dandy to shut Endpoint down onto an eco.
Just the pistol for Ezio as well. That's why he's taking that aggressive approach on short to see if he can catch anyone as they are pushing around. Mighty Max also holding an aggressive angle here at mid doors. He's just looking at the walls. He's worried about flashes and smokes coming through. They are going to smoke off CT and look to a mid to B, but they're actually going to fake it and they push towards short. They'll find Ezio, and now they can perhaps push towards this site as Endpoint players are stuck in CT. Ray 1 will be shut down by Mighty Max though, so they do still have a chance as they chuck the bomb down. Now they really need to help each other. They are going to boost back up. And can they even get that bomb? Yes, they can, thankfully. I was a little bit worried then. I thought it got stuck in the map.
That would have been scary, but no, they get away with it. Endpoint still not out of this round, but it seems like they're looking towards a save at this point. They're over towards T-spawn, and being so far away with not a lot of utility, not a lot of time or manpower, it seems like a save is going to be coming in here for the CT side, which does make sense. But the issue is, if you look at their economy, they still can't buy up next round.
There's going to be a lot of pressure on Mighty Max and Imi in the next round. Perhaps put 1A, put 1B, and hope they push into the M4s of one of them, and maybe try and get a double spray down. But as you said, they can't buy up around them, as they are just going to try and save this one. It looks like Cynic is a hunting. He wants to take those weapons out of the Endpoint members' hands.
See, I do understand this from Cynic as well, because he knows that they could potentially facilitate a buy with 2 rifles. It wouldn't be a great one, but they could get a couple of pistols around that. So if he can turn it down to maybe 1 rifle, that's going to be perfect. But they've lost a player now, probably not worth it for Impulse. They get away with two themselves. And Endpoint, that's what I talked about, the money. I don't know. I'm not liking the idea of a buy. I'd like to see the 3 players who didn't save just eco with a P250 alongside these rifles and then just go for the buy in the upcoming round. They've got the loss bonus culminated to 2,400 after this.
Well, Impulse have got a full buy for themselves. Nuki got the AWP once again. Can't find anything through mid doors just yet, and it is going to be a fast B play. So Imi is going to be the first member waiting. Can he get the spray down? No, Samo will get the first kill. And unfortunately, that M4 is not going to be put to good use. If he was able to get 1 or 2 kills, that could have definitely been a potential round-winning section for him. But unfortunately now, this is going to be an extremely difficult retake, and we may even see Mighty Max save this once again.
Yeah, that would probably be the best situation, to be honest. There's no real point getting exits, and Impulse's economy is starting to build up anyway, but these pistol players, nothing to lose. Go in for it if you can. Ezio is going to catch out 1. Max actually utilising that M4 to drop Cynic, and they've cleared up quite a few players. Maybe a retake could even happen here. They're starting to look towards it, but it's clear that really, without many kits to work with, all the utility, they probably should be saving this one, and that will be the best option. They get 3 rifles into the next round so far, and Lazar, he may even catch out another.
Does find one, looks for 2, finds another one on Samwell. So just completely destroying the economy of Impulse. Great stuff with the USP from him. Jammy James did shut him down eventually, but he is the lone survivor after there was 5 of them on site. Well, actually no, it was 4 on site, and Yuki just left on his own in a whim at T-spawn. They threw away a lot of weapons, so that is a big blow to their economy. You can see now that Samwell is struggling to buy up here.
And that's the thing, because now that's going to stop the Impulse side from building up their money on the T side, meaning if they lose this without a bomb plant, it is an eco. It wouldn't have been if they saved 3-4 rifles, but now things are starting to look a bit different. At Endpoint, they may be able to make something happen, and Ezio opening things up. How did Ray1 push out so aggressively towards long with no one spotting him? I have no idea, but he's going to go down anyway. And with no trade from Impulse, now they're fighting a disadvantage.
How or why is the real question. Sometimes pushing out onto A long is so dangerous. He got so far, but unfortunately he was met by 2 members and he had no one behind him, so perhaps a lack of communication. We were just trying to get an early pick and hope for the best. But Cynic and Jammy are just still lurking around A, as Nuki will get a kill onto Lazar as well, so now we'll even things up to 4 on 4, and as you said, that is the advantage. But Hudgy will find Cynic. Thankfully, Jammy James will be there to reply, and now it's 3v3. Nuki is very weak though.
Yeah, but again, if you want to have a weak player, you're going to want him on an AWP, and Nuki will still be making it work. He's turned it into a 3-on-2. Endpoint, they've split up as well, which isn't great. This is going to make it very, very hard, and likely one of them going to go down, and another player having to retake a 2-on-1. That's even if the first player gets a kill. The nade, perfect dunker dunk onto Nuki. Now it's Ezio to try and line up a couple more, but as I said, Samuel trades, and now it's a 2v1 retake. Possible for Max, but still going to favour Impulse.
Yep, there are some weak players that he gets to battle with. He just needs to take his time and pick his push. And now Jammy James is just going to take position on Gandalf, some people call it. I don't really know why. I just call it boxes, you know. I'm just normal. As now Mighty Max will push in. He's well aware Jammy James is there, and he's going to push in, finds the first. Samo is going to be the second and sole survivor of this team. He needs to survive, but he can't. He tries to turn his back, and Mighty Max will get the defuse. You said it was possible. I didn't think it was probable.
When Mighty Max gets that first kill, they've got a crossfire. What is Samuel doing? Where's he watching? He should be trading instantly. While Mighty Max is focusing towards that Gandalf box spot, he's got his back to short. Exactly where we should see Samuel responding with an instantaneous trade. But no, it falls apart for Impulse, and I can't go anywhere else other than blame Samuel. That's a really unfortunate round there for the T side.
I'm wondering if he was just blinded by the flash, perhaps, and had to turn away.
Yeah.
That's the only kind of defense I can have for him, but really, should have been better for Impulse, and that's a round that they should have won. Historically in the Premiership, Endpoint have thrown away rounds that they should have won, but now we can see Impulse are just pushing out fast onto A, but they are met by Luzza and Huds, and this should be easy pickings. Jammy James picks up one on Huds G though, will find a gun for himself, as Mighty Max is going to be pushing through CT. Luzza finds another with a grenade, carries on, and hits Ray 1 with the AWP, and Mighty Max comes in to finish the job.
Nice stuff there from Endpoint there. That's a typical fast rush up short on a pistol round where you can expect a bomb plant a lot of the times. So the addition of the short plant, well, not recently, but a couple of years ago, it's so easy to get that bomb down as a terrorist if you're just fast playing it with pistols. But nice stuff from Luzza. 3 kills from him. Completely denies that. And Impulse, obviously, they've still got the money to buy, but utility a little bit weaker on both Ray and Yuki. However, that shouldn't stop them from going for a fast B rush, which in case they will, very, very fast in fact. But there are 2 defenders here, Mighty Max and Imi, and they're going to be full frontal with a lot of enemy players to push in. But nice entry so far from Jammy and Samwell is going to put them into a 3-on-3 post-plant. We've seen Endpoint struggle with a 4v2 retake, but how will they face on equal numbers?
Yeah, I really love that positioning from Samwell, jumping up onto boxes there, getting an advantageous position. Cynic will kill his own teammate, so either someone got in the way, but the 1G will happen. And now it's a 3v2. Endpoint need to push in. Samwell will spray through the smoke, finds one, takes Ezio down, and actually hits him as well. And now it's just Huds left on his own as the sole attacker, as it were. We'll get the spray down through onto Cynic, and now he needs to push into sight, but he has very little health to work with. Samwell should see him, should be able to pick him up, needs to be careful here, as Huds G is running out of time, and will have to back off.
So close. So Samwell was such low HP, almost hit the shot there from the lower position, but they're both going to escape with the guns, it seems. Round's still going to be going to Impulse, so after, you know, a bit of a measly performance from Samwell a couple of rounds ago, he's going to make it work. And very, very good stuff from Impulse to actually pick up that B-rush, a tactic that you wouldn't like to think that succeeds, but it works, it works.
It does sometimes. That was how Impulse got their round on Nuke. They surprised Endpoint, they caught them off guard. And if we look back to last week, Endpoint on Dust 2, they lost to ESL after a close first half, which I think went to 8-7. Endpoint ended up losing, I think, about 15-10. So they really struggled when they were on their own terrorist side. So whether Impulse will have the same kind of luck will remain to be seen, as the opening kill on Ezio will happen.
Yep, but nice entry from Samwell there to open things up. Ezio's down, and while he is 4 HP, that is the man advantage that Impulse are looking for early on in the round. They start to take a bit of long control in the hands of Samwell, but the rest of them not committed, which makes me think maybe they've got something else up their sleeves. Maybe they want to hit another area of the map, because they still haven't fully committed to this point. And already Endpoint, they seem to have worked out, wait, this isn't the A push that we expected. They've rotated their B player back, they've put a bit more emphasis on middle once again, and they're just holding off now, waiting for the next sight of an Impulse player, but nothing is going to be shown. They're going to start to make their way down middle, but I'm still unsure as to what they're trying to pull off so far.
Yeah, they're just waiting. Trying to keep Endpoint guessing, I think, at the moment. Try and make them second guess themselves, go back and forth between sites, and hopefully, when they do eventually go for one of their pushes, they might be able to catch an Endpoint member off guard. So they are thinking about pushing through middle now, it would seem, but it's almost like they have a player everywhere on the map, just hoping for an Endpoint member to push out.
Luzza spots one though. Huds G going to try and spray them down on short, but Jammy, he's going to get the entry. Luzza molly down, doubled in fact, and he just has to run, but he gets overwhelmed with players. Jammy takes him down. Nice refrag from Max though, pushing back up through short, and he gets himself 2. Now it's a 2v2. If Max can land this one more shot, this could be perfect, but 20 seconds left. Bomb's not down on the site yet. They need to pick that one up, but it's in the open, and Max and, well, not anyone, just Max. He goes big.
Just Max getting the 4K, just a 4K, and a really important one as well. It looked good for Impulse. It seemed like they had pushed onto site, but unfortunately when you've got someone coming behind you from short like that, it is very difficult to work with. Incredible stuff from Mighty Max. Impulse doing alright though, a lot better than they did on Nuke.
Yeah, definitely. And this is the map that we could say that maybe they would have more of a chance on this being something that everyone really knows how to play at this point, and not being a surprise map like Nuke often is. Even now, it's picked a lot as a surprise map. As when you see an underdog face a top tier team, they just pick Nuke because they go, okay, well, you know, not everyone's great at Nuke. We may be able to upset them on that, and that's clearly the rationale behind Impulse's pick in the previous map. But this time, as you said, working out far better. Umpore is going to be called, Impulse on that eco, and Endpoint starting to pull their rounds together.
Yeah, I'm thinking if Impulse can get a couple more rounds out of this half, then they still have every chance in this game. If it turns out being a 10-5, then I'd be a little bit concerned on Impulse's side, especially considering their weaknesses on CT on Nuke. They really struggled on their CT side, so I'm hoping they can hold their angles a little bit better when they do go into the second half, but they've shown some promise. They've been having some slow, methodical play, and their standard A takes have gone pretty well so far, and also their rushes onto B have worked as well.
Yeah, been playing off spawn though, so not every round, which is good to see. But either way, again, one of those rounds you can't really expect anything. Maybe a fast long play or fast short play would make sense, but yep, long it is going to be. Molotov goes out, doesn't really affect too many of them, but the M4s certainly will. Spraying away, Huds is going to go big, Luzza as well, and that will just be the cleanup there. Everyone chimes in for a frag, and Endpoint, they get themselves to 8 fairly easily.
Surprised no one managed to find a kill with a pistol there. I thought that with that M4 just spraying here, there, and everywhere, he wasn't going to be able to hit those shots, but somehow he controls it and found 3. So great work. You always need those players to come out big in those anti-eco rounds, as they can go wrong if you don't hit those shots.
And we've been seeing Endpoint, at least in the previous weeks, have issues up against eco rounds, which has been something that they've been hopefully trying to work on, at least during this boot camp, because that's been very, very dangerous.
Definitely has, and now it's going to be the fast play onto B as well, but Imbi is going to be there to take down 2, looks for a third. Mighty Max comes to join him, he says, I want a bit of this fun, and now it is just Yuki left on his own, gets shut down, and that is 9-5. I said I'd be worried if it was going to be 10-5. And now there is a little bit of money to work with for Impulse.
Yeah, last chance here, last round of the half. And yeah, I'm liking the performance from Impulse so far. They've had a bit more impact, and this has got to be a round that they really need to pick up here if they want to have some success in the second half. Obviously, 10-5 isn't really GG, but it's a definite, you know, advantage for Endpoint going into their T side with the very confident and dominant T sides that they have been having so far. So let's see. Impulse, fast long control. We got a couple of players towards the corner, and Huds, nice start. Ezio is actually going to catch up the frag, but Huds, he sprays away. He gets himself one as well. Bomb is dropped out in the open. If they can hold on to this without the T's recapturing it, this could be perfect. They're just going to start to run through, but Ezio, he gets himself another before he goes down, and a 3v2 now in play with both Cynic and Samuel trying to pick the pieces up of this round.
Yeah, Samuel can't do anything though as Luzza kills him with the AWP. Now it's just Cynic left in this first half. Can't quite find the spray down onto Mighty Max. That will be 10-5 in the favour of Endpoint. Again, as we've said, not a terrible showing from Impulse. They've looked a little bit better, but towards the end, Endpoint seemed like they found their footing there on the CT side, and now it's just going to remain to be seen whether Endpoint's T side is going to be as strong as their CT was.
Yeah, I mean, they've got more rounds in this half than they did in the previous map, so that's always something you've got to look at positively, I guess. But yeah, it's not too bad from Impulse. Endpoint have been shutting them down in the majority of rounds, such as that, but assuming they start off well with a pistol, could be something good.
Yeah, really important, I think, that Impulse do pick up this pistol. I feel if they lose this one, then that'll be the morale just destroyed completely. Maybe they can push on if they get the pistol, but we've got to look at what's on the tables really here. If Impulse lose this, they are pretty much out of LAN finals if results go other ways from other teams. So a lot on the line. I mean, even a draw, they're still going to struggle to make it. However, on the other side for Endpoint, they really need to pick up this win. It's so important that they push on with this 10-5 lead and just cut off the head of Impulse now, to be honest.
Yeah, and to regain their confidence back after the last shaky weeks as well. So it's good to see them at least, you know, looking happier this time and looking more prepared and just in a better mental state. So Impulse, they've lost 3 out of 3 pistols today. Can they pick up the 4th? It's the question we're all wondering as they go on to their CT side. Full USPs here, nothing special, just armor. So no nades or kit. Could be dangerous.
Could be. They did actually pick up 1 pistol, but then they lost the round afterwards on Nuke, if you remember.
Oh yeah, of course.
So I don't know what's worse, really. Winning the pistol or losing the round afterwards. As Samo is going to get aggressive, finds 1, hits the shots, finds 3, he's hitting everything at the moment. Cynic came in with support, actually, and getting the 3rd. But eventually, Luzza comes in to shut down Samuel. But I think the damage was already done.
Now Impulse, they can't afford to get too aggressive here. They have to just hold on to this round. There's easy ways to throw this away. They're up against 2 P250s as well, which can be dangerous at chipping away at that armor. Great armor penetration, but Nuki, he just lines up another like it's nothing. Takes down Luzza, and Mighty Max with 13 HP. He's alone. He has got some utility though, but Nuki, he's already on the flank. He's hungry for more. Someone play the Jaws theme tune, because he is coming in from behind.
And there we have it. Finishes off the round. And that's what Impulse needed. They needed someone like Samuel to step it up, get aggressive. He said, look, I'm having none of this. I'm just going to push up middle. And he was able to find 2. I thought it was 3 at first, but someone behind him was able to pick up the 2nd. So a nice aggressive stance, and as I said before this game started, that's what Impulse needed to do. They needed to try and surprise Endpoint.
But look at Samuel's score. He's currently 12 and 13. He is leading in frags in this match, and considering what he had, like 2 kills the last game, this is a real step up from the man. That is something that's really important.
Yeah, to come back from such a horrible game before that Ray1's currently having at the moment at 1 and 15 is very important. And Sama once again is going to be the aggressor. He pushes in, doesn't quite find the burst though, needs to back off, needs to stay alive. Tries to take that fight, and he's down to 2 HP as Mighty Max picks up the burst onto Nuki now. And there's just 3 members of Impulse left, and this is going horribly wrong. Thankfully, Ray1 is there to just steady things out a little bit.
I don't like the early on aggression up against pistols though. These pistols can be lethal at close ranges. You just want to stay towards the back of the site, play those long ranges, wait for Endpoint to walk into your crosshair. And again, Samuel with 2 HP, still pushing up. I don't know. The confidence has obviously got into his head here after performing so well, not only in the pistol but in the rest of the match. But he can't let it get too far, because now we're in a 2v2 in a situation that Impulse can't afford to lose.
I feel like in Samuel's head at the moment, he's like, well, if we just wait, we're going to lose at the moment.
Oh my
As
God.
Jammy James walks into the instant 1D headshot of HUDs, and now it's just Ray. I said that Ray steadied things out earlier when the round looked like it was going a little bit pear-shaped. There's a lot on his shoulders now. It is just Deagles to work with. There is an SMG on the floor as well. It looks like they're more than happy to go with these Deagles as HUD eventually picks up that UMP. And they are slowly edging their way onto B site, but Ray has rotated round.
There's a chance, definitely, that Ray can catch his players off guard if he is quick in through the tunnels here. They wouldn't expect that, but Bomb's going to go down nonetheless. And Endpoint, they are looking like they're going to pick up this this force buy, sorry, after losing that pistol round. So Impulse now just left to Ray, starts to push in, gets spotted out, HUDs his full HP, but he actually still takes him down. Now it's 12 HP versus 18, they're both so tagged up. Ray needs to hit the shot, but he doesn't know where he is, just holding on from the doors. This is the perfect position, and he's going to surely catch him off guard.
Yeah, Imi just holding his angles with the Deagle, can't find anything just yet, and he's tagged down to just 17 HP. Can Ray find it? Yes, he does, and he has a kit to work with, so plenty of time. And thankfully, I think the hearts were in the mouths of the rest of his teammates. They almost threw that one again after winning the pistol. We saw it on Nuke, and I've got to say, I agree with you. Samuel really shouldn't be pushing up that aggressively against pistols, but he's trying to do something, and I think that's what's the most important to take away from this, is that he's trying to change this game. He's not just letting it go. He's saying, look, we've got to do something differently if we want to win.
Yeah, and you know, there's positives and negatives. You've fallen off your chair. You okay? You know, Samuel
trying to justify what you're doing, Samuel. If you're going to run into scouts,
I was gonna, you know, take what you said and just go, yep, no, I'll agree with that. I'll agree with the constant pushing. But when it gets to stuff like that, without a smoke, without a flash, without support from middle, I don't know, Samuel.
Without a hope in hell.
No.
Cynic is going to try and get aggressive himself as he does find an SMG, but backs off. But Lazar once again finds another kill with a scout through the door this time. Nuki will respond, finds one, but Mighty Max is there to trade with the AK. Jammy James gets a kill at A-Long as well, and now it's just Ray and Jammy left. Ray gets shut down, and it's just Jammy in a 3v1.
Yep, out to mid to B. They do put the smoke down. Jammy James going to know exactly where they're going, but already they're into the site without receiving too much of a hit. The bomb will be going down as well. I'm not sure if he can even really go for this, but at the end of the day, there's not too much loss. If he loses his rifle, it's going to be an eco nonetheless, so he could justify an attempt, but it's probably just going to be a save or some exit frags instead. And Endpoint, I mean, yeah, they're back into this game, I guess, 11-7 looking on the horizon.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether to maybe question the push from Samuel or just to credit the shot with the scout. I mean, he hit him square in the nose. If you can do that with a scout, then why not buy it every blooming round? Great stuff from Endpoint, and they well and truly get themselves ahead in this game. It was looking like Impulse were going to get back into it, perhaps. But with Endpoint picking up this round, it's going to ask questions in the Impulse roster. And perhaps you just need someone, maybe the coach. I saw that Impulse did have a coach behind him. Someone just needs to tap someone on the shoulder and say, all right, calm down a little bit. We know you're top fragging. We just need to relax, maybe just hold an angle. Try that for a round.
I assume these players are close as well, because Caspian, the coach, at least, he was on the original Malik roster with Samuel anyway, playing. So I'm sure these guys know each other quite well. They originally started playing back together when this 3-core lineup was formed. So yeah, hopefully he'll be able to tell Samuel just to chill out. You know, you've had a great game so far. That's good. But stop rushing mid every round. And he's already tagged down to 18 HP after that middle fight. It seems as he is extremely tagged up.
Yep, tried to go for the scout of his own, and now
yes.
Sammo is doing some damage, does pick up the kill onto Mighty Max, but Huds is there as the buddy to respond and get a kill of his own. And actually, Jammy James will find out Imi, so now they have a 4v3 advantage. There are 2 pistols in the hands of Nuki. Cynic now gets an M4, so it's just Nuki, but he is low, so that's going to be okay, and they're going to have to go for a retake. Whether Ray 1's going to get aggressive when this bomb goes down. No, he's not. He's going to wait, and they are going to push slowly and methodically as the grenade will finish off Nuki, and now it's 3v3.
Yeah, Huds, if he can get a quick kill here, this round should be over for Endpoint, over for Impulse, but Cynic actually going to catch him in as he starts to retake in through tunnels. Luzza missing a key shot, but smoke will go down. That may delay the retake. The scout's not going to be great at pushing through, but he dumps himself an M4 instead. Ezio denying the entry back into the site. He takes 2 as well, and now it's all onto Cynic, pushing out of the tunnels, won't find anything. Ezio gets himself 3 that round, he holds off the retake, and Endpoint, they've got to be high-fiving after that one. That's a 12-7 lead.
That's the kind of play that I've been expecting SEO to do all season. After week 1, they played off-stream, and I watched all the off-stream highlights, and SEO played absolutely out of his mind. He top-fragged, he got aces, he got 4Ks. Then he came onto stream week 2, and he very much so underperformed, and I picked him up, and I was really disappointed. But now this is the SEO that I really wanted to see, that I have been talking about. This is what he's capable of getting those important 3Ks, getting those crucial round winning kills.
And Max as well. If you look at the scoreboard, he's been doing very, very well. I think he's leading his team for the time being, but not so much in this round. Impulse, lovely aggression up top mid, going to be able to catch out a quick kill. Will be revitalized though as Endpoint are going to start to get their refrags in, and Cynic, oh, that could have been good, but he's just going to get caught out. Ezio drops him again, and now Samuel and Jammy James trying to pick up the pieces. If this is a B play, we could see Samuel pull off something with that close range position.
Yeah, but it looks like they're not taking their chances at B. They're going to back off. Or are they? They haven't quite decided. They're just seeing if anyone from Impulse is going to push out, get a little bit overzealous, but now you see they rotate into T-spawn, and they're going to go towards A instead. Now, where Impulse are going to perhaps caught wind of that and might rotate themselves, but you can see there is a member, I think it's Imi, is just waiting in tunnels, and he is going to push into sight, perhaps as a slight distraction, but he is going to be greeted by the crossfire of Samwell and Jammy James, and just as he even smells them, he instantly retreats.
I think that was more so that Endpoint went, okay guys, long's clear. It's likely that they've not put anyone towards A. Imi's kept them at B long enough, you know, baiting them out there with the footsteps and the smokes, etc. And now Endpoint can just hit the A site for free, get themselves a free bomb plant, and pretty much guarantee the round here. Only 1 rifle is dropped that Impulse could try and pick up, but they've not even gone for it yet. It's at top mid, it's outside long, but instead they are just going to attempt the retake with the pistols. I can barely blame them. This is a bit of a throwaway round anyway. And Endpoint, they're just going to be holding down the line. This is nothing to them. Shooting ducks, 13-7.
I like that when Imi did rotate back round, he also waited on T-spawn and he was able to give information to his team that they were pushing up short, so they were able to smoke it off, delay it for a little bit, force them to push through the smoke, just so nothing crazy could have happened. So really impressive stuff from Endpoint. I think every aspect of their game today has kind of impressed me. It's been a lot better than in recent weeks, so they're improving, and there is still hopes of them reaching those LAN finals.
Definitely. Lazar up on the AWP again though. We're going to see Impulse just with a couple of PT50s and a 5-7 on Cynic. By and large, nothing impressive. And already some aggression from the CT side, a bit of a cheese round. They can throw this one away. This is, you know, what you kind of expect from a pistol play. And Endpoint are just, you know, mopping up these players like it's toast in a Tom Biz's head. No one's going to get that joke, but I'm laughing to myself.
As long as you make yourself laugh, that's all that matters. You ask any big comedian, that's what they'll say, as Mighty Max finishes it off onto Jammy James. And you said it was a throwaway, and you said that yeah, they'll be happy to throw this one away, but I'm a bit worried. It is 14-7. They can't throw any more rounds away.
Nope.
They need to be pressing on now, Impulse. This is when they need to get their heads down, they need to get stuck in, they need to be throwing high fives around, fist pumps, getting pumped, getting into this one. So they need to hold their angles perfectly, and they need to play flawlessly if they are going to win this.
Yeah, AWP is going to be up on Yuki though, so that's something to at least shake up Endpoint. Although already we've got a player down into B. Hud just runs in past the smoke. Ray 1 takes him down, but he does receive a fair bit of damage as well. Impulse don't even know the full positions of Endpoint, but they're starting to get aggressive towards short. Jammy's been doing this every time a B play's been coming through, but it's all an elaborate fake. Look at the rotation. All of Impulse outside of B, apart from Jammy, and now they're starting to hit up long. They've got the A site for free. Jammy's going to Molotov it to try and deny them for a few more seconds, but they haven't fully committed. One of their players is still down lower tunnels, and he should be able to catch out these rotations. Perfect from him. Drop Cynic. Nice wallbang coming in. Gonna expose his position, and Yuki catches him, but the bomb is down, and a 3v3 in play as Impulse, they attempt to bring this round back into fruition.
Yeah, they're going to suddenly turn around and go, oh, it's A. We thought it was B. And now they've got to try and push up short, which is extremely difficult to do, but thankfully Ray 1 does take down SEO, so it's just Mighty Max and Luzza left. Mighty Max gets one onto Ray 1, and now Jamie James is on site, dancing around a little bit, but Luzza is a fantastic position, and now this is almost impossible for Nuki, and he knows that too, and that's why he's retreating. And they have to try and play for overtime, and I feel like this one may be over.
In time it will. But round going to go to Endpoint. Obviously, the economy is fine for this T side. I'd like to have a look at the scoreboard to see who's fragging, who's mad fragging. Oh wow, Mighty Max and Ezio, both the two players we kind of called out, but they're all really doing well. Look, even the bottom player, Imi, is going 15 and 10. So yeah, it's great performance across the board here. Samuel still hasn't really stepped up from the start of this half, but then again, they haven't really won any rounds, so you can't really blame him for that. And Impulse, this is their last chance, as you said. They are buying up. Nuki's still on that AWP. I think he's dropped over a rifle as well, because he hasn't brought up armor alongside it. And the rest of them, they've got a bit of utility, but nothing to boast about.
Glass cannon for Nuki. Luzza tries to get the early pick, but can't find anything. They are going to push onto the site, and Samuel will shut down Ezio, but Mighty Max is there to respond. Ray 1 pushes as well, and will find Luzza. Now he needs to be careful not to get too excited, as there are a few members still waiting in tunnels. Mighty Max is extremely low. This is what Impulse needed, but they will be well aware. And this player in middle, and Nibby finds him. It is Nuki. He was glass cannon, but it didn't matter in the end as the headshot comes out.
No, and this is like a very obvious mid to B split, but with no smoke from Ian, it's going to be, or Imi, it's going to be made very difficult. Although both these players on the A side, they aren't even spotting the mid to B. Cynic will finally reposition back in there, but Jamie James is getting aggressive. And now the B player's down, they can easily take control of the site. They've got to wait for the Molotovs to extinguish so Max can push in. He's very low, but Imi, he catches out Jamie James as well. Now it's all on Cynic. It was looking like a round that Impulse could have picked up, but out of nowhere, Endpoint again, they've crushed their opponents. But can Cynic come back in? One of these players is low. He takes down Imi. It's Mighty Max and Huds.
He started off well, but now he needs to get aggressive, push onto the site. Try and find that low player first. Mighty Max is going to be the first point of call, who is hitting nothing. And Cynic, unfortunately, turns around, turns his back to Huds G, who finishes off the game. And Endpoint will take the series 2-0, an extremely important 3 points on the board. Impulse, unfortunately, still without a win. And unfortunately, that will be their last hopes. And their dreams of making finals shut down.
Yeah, but you got to be very happy if you're at Endpoint there. 2-0 after a couple of bad weeks. That's going to revitalise them, hopefully. Get them prepared for their match against Fish 123 next week, which will be an interesting one, I'm sure. And Impulse, obviously, we weren't expecting them to really pick up a map in, or I wasn't at least expecting them to pick up a map in this series, but they did well, at least on Dust 2. Nuke was a bit of a shambles, but that was kind of a surprise pick anyway, I can only imagine. So, map over, game over, and Endpoint, they've secured another win in the series.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that finals was ever really on the cards for Impulse, and I think the players would probably agree with me. They didn't expect that. It's a good chance for them to learn.